Hey y'all, Natalie here today, and it's time for Mixed Media Frenzy. On the last Friday of the month, they invite everyone in the Facebook group to participate. So we are scrap lifting Missy Wooden. You can see her beautiful layout there in the bottom right hand. I'm going to pick a pool photo, or in our case, a hot tub photo, as a nod to Missy. I am going to, since my photo's horizontal, I made my tags horizontal as well. Hers were vertical in the original. So you can see here that I'm just going to do them in a vertical pattern since they are horizontal, and she had her vertical tags in a horizontal pattern. She did a rainbow background. I'm going to do something similar. I won't tell you how long it took me to make these in Design Studio. I'll link down below to her original video, but she was using cut files that Paige Evans created. I created these my own self in Design Studio with those as an inspiration. So two of the tags they say bros and besties, and then one has a chevron and one has stars. So I'm using Cocoa Vanilla Studio. I'm showing you the papers that were kind of my inspiration, but mostly their version of like the rainbow there. So I pulled out all the distressed oxides I had that matched it, minus that real bright turquoise. I did nix that, but that is what I'm going to use to create the layout. And so I followed Missy's video tutorial fairly closely, just in a different pattern and a different rainbow color. So I'm just lining up my colors here in the way that I plan to put them down the page, and I will tell you about them as I swipe. So this first one is going to be Crackling Campfire, and just so you know, I put clear gesso all over the page. That's carved pumpkin, that's fossilized amber, that is bundled sage. The next should be evergreen bough. And then the last one is speckled egg, I think is what it is. And now I'm just spritzing the whole page really well with water. And then I'm going in with my paintbrush and kind of smoothing out any of the edges, the swipe marks, blending together the colors next to the one. I didn't want to tilt my page or anything because I did have a lot of water on there, and it would have made the water and color run off. And I did want to keep it central to the middle of the page there. What you'll be able to tell here is when I get to the evergreen bough, it doesn't really blend well. And I'm thinking what happened is that I didn't have a good amount of clear gesso on the page, because as you can see, the speckled egg is blending fine. It's okay. It's going to end up being covered up, but you can even see that dark mark there. That tells me that I didn't get that spot covered well with gesso. So gesso is important when you're using this much water. And I was really excited that they picked this layout of Missy's, because I've been super into using distress oxides lately, and in her video she does a great example of using them to create this layout. I'm just throwing bundled sage on there again. It's such a light color, it needs multiple layers to help it be vibrant, as well as I throw some more evergreen bough on there. So in Missy's layout, she also, after she did the background, she went through and put texture paste on. So that's why it's not too big of a deal that the swipe marks weren't coming out really great with the evergreen bough, because it's going to be covered up. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. And there you have the dried layout. I love it because it looks so similar to the rainbow color of the Cocoa Vanilla Studio paper. So I'm just throwing my tags back on there to kind of see what it looks like and where I'm going to put my picture. A few weeks ago, the boys were out of school for COVID, and luckily I was able to take off a few days of work. So we had a morning where we were in the hot tub. This is a stencil from Wild Whisper. It's like chicken wire or grid stencil. I'm not really sure what's it called. But in Missy's video, she mentions that her texture paste picks up the color of the distress oxide. And maybe mine did a little, but not as much as I was expecting. And maybe that's just because my colors weren't super vibrant. But you'll see how I remedy that here in a minute, because the white texture paste over the top looks fine. I like it fine, and I do that technique often, but I did want no white. I wanted the background to be full color. So I'm just covering all of the stripes with the texture paste, and I'm making sure to kind of move my stencil around so that I don't get the same type of pattern anywhere. So it's dried, and I guess I did pick up the color a little, but I use my blending brushes, and I just use the blending brushes to put the ink over the white. And so I don't add more water. I think my page is about had as much water as it could take. So I just use the blending brushes and kind of cover up the white of the texture paste with the color that's underneath it, and it works really well. I'm happy with the way that it looks. I will mention that this is a hop, and everyone that is participating will be listed down below if you want to hop along and see how everyone else interpreted this layout, which is always a fun thing to do. See how everyone interprets it and changes it to make it their own. I'll link that down below as well. Make sure you hop along and give some love. I'd love it if you arrived here from another person, if you like and subscribe to my channel. I try to participate every month. I think I've participated every month since I found Mixed Media Frenzy on Facebook, so that's fun. I really enjoy it. So now I'm going to work on the tags. I am backing, oh, I'm sorry, false alarm. Yep, I am. I just used that one cut apart sheet to pull out those stars. But I am going to go ahead and back the tags. I'm going to do the two word tags, Bros and Besties, with the rainbow paper that was the inspiration for the color scheme of the background. So for the one that's going to go in the orange part, I use the orange stripes, and the same for the one that goes in the blue section. And I'm making sure to keep the circle part free, or I will eventually, because I am going to put twine in there. But I'm inking up the edges to correspond with the place on which it lays over the stripes. So that one overlaps the blue, the speckled egg, and the evergreen bough stripes. So I'm going to do it in half and half. And the bottom half is going to be outlined in the speckled egg, and the top half is going to be outlined in evergreen bough. And I do the same with the orange tag as well. And I'm just using those blending brushes again. I want to say they're from Lawn Fawn. I got them in the Cherry on Top studio, or a Cherry on Top store. But they're super fun, and you'll see those again soon in a video from me. And I just love the way that they provide this really cloudy, beautiful look around the edges. So for the background of the stars, I decided to use this new Wow embossing powder I have. It is inspired by Catherine Pooler, and it is a sage color, very sparkly. And I watch a lot of videos by, I'm not sure her real name, I'm sorry, but her Instagram name is Frau Pony. And she does amazing card videos every day where she does a lot of embossing, and she will just emboss like a whole sheet of paper like this. And so I love watching her videos. They're little like reels. They're super quick. Check her out on Instagram if you haven't seen her yet. But she has inspired me to just smudge some Versamark onto this paper and do this whole sparkly glittery page. And that will be used to back the star tag, because it is sitting on top of the sage green section of the page. So that will just give some sparkle and some fun. And then I'm also obviously going to outline the edge of the tag with the bundled sage. Now these tags, I did cut them out of watercolor paper because I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to color them. But that's just an FYI. I think it would have been fine if they were out of regular cardstock too. Lastly, just as I'm going with the star theme apparently. So I grabbed this yellow star paper to back the chevron piece, and then I'm using my fossilized amber to ink up the edges of that. All right, so now I'm laying the tags back on, and I'm kind of always looking at Missy's layouts to see what she's doing, and she had layered up her tags. Everything was touching. Which is something I also always like to do to just bring cohesion to the page and make sure everything seems like it goes well together. Now I've gone through my ephemera packs. So we're mostly looking at ephemera and die cuts from Pink Fresh Studio and Cocoa Daisy. They both tend to lean towards bright white, so they go well together. So I just pulled out a few pieces, and I'm not going to use all of them. So I will say that one little piece that says Be Yourself has black writing. And this is typically where I would start throwing in some black or some smoky gray. I really usually like to add that contrast, but I decided to do something different. it was hard for me. But you can see there, I went around the edge of each tag and I sewed around it. And I used white thread. Normally, I probably would have done like black to make it stand out, look a little grungy. But I was trying to keep it a little soft here. So I did white, and I'm going to use white twine or whatever, embroidery floss or whatever, to tie each of the tags. And yeah, so I decided not to throw in any black or gray. So normally I probably would have put in black splatters. I'm going to not do that. It was a lot of restraint. I just want to point out that I'm not doing that because I had to restrain myself from doing that. So now I'm just going to go through and put all of the little bits that I want to use on there. So basically, another reason I was saying that was because I did not use any of the bits that were black and white. The Cocoa Vanilla had a lot of cool die cuts that were maybe like outlines of animals with black and white and stuff, but I didn't want to throw any black on this page. So I found this star paper that had already done a lot of fussy cutting out of by Vicky Booten, but it matched my sections, my color sections. So I went ahead and fussy cut some more stars since I had a lot of stars on the page anyway, and those were additional embellishments. So now I'm just going to start sticking things down. I make sure to add a lot of adhesive because of all of the gesso, all of the distress oxides, all of the texture paste. It is a struggle to make these things stick. If you don't use a lot of adhesive, it is going to fall off. And you'll be flipping through your scrapbook in a little way in a couple months and be like, well, dang, I need to go find some more adhesive. So I'm trying to head that off. But there we have it. I've committed to where the tags are and the photo is. And now I'm just inking up some of the edges of the die cuts, not always, but again, I'm trying to correspond them to the stripes that they overlay. And I just kind of use my finger to smudge them. My fingers are so inky right now, but I'm about done. So I'm going to link down below also if you would like to shop with my affiliate link at a cherry on top. They sell all of the Distress Oxides, Cocoa Vanilla Studio products, Pink Fresh Studio products, all of the goodness. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I love to receive your comments. I will reply to it for sure. And yeah, make sure you hop along and see all the inspiration. And if you want to scrap lift Missy as well, that'd be awesome. And yeah, I'm just I use my Nuvo adhesive to put all these stars down as well. I try to use the sticker sheet, but I think I'll end up using like one sticker from the sticker sheet because, yeah, I've used them pretty good. I just need to do like one layout where I just throw all the stickers on there and finish those up. I just put that little label down there below so I can put the date. I will do that off screen because I had to look up what date the photo was, and it was on my phone, which was recording. But I also plan to do a corresponding pocket page from another little adventure we took this week. So I will put the journaling on that page. So this page does not have any journaling, which is okay because the journaling will still be in the same opening of the scrapbook. I'm just using my Nuvo adhesive to kind of guide where I want the strings to go in just little sections. And that's it. I will post still photos. I'll also have those on my blog. I'll link that down below. And you can see my original layout here. And then the next step will be Missy's layout here. Sorry, I didn't mean mine was original. It's not original. It's scrap lifted from Missy's lovely layout. I hope I could do it a little bit of justice. She's the queen, and she's taught me everything I know. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Like and subscribe. Bye, y'all.